Thanks to the support as a channel member, Daniel Ship. Well, in the transfer special the other day, we learnt an awful lot about how to build a squad in the American lower leagues. The only problem is we learnt it after we'd already done it really wrong. This season's going to go one of two ways. Hello and welcome to part 8 of Bourne in the USA. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have 2 matches for you to kick off our new season in Tier 8. And in fact, our first game isn't even a Tier 8 game. We're playing in, let's get the full name of it, the Lamar Hunt US Open Cup, which I think is like the American equivalent of the FA Cup. Looking at who the past winners were, it was Colorado won it last year and they're a Premier League side. So I assume this is the FA Cup, maybe. So we're playing in that first. Then we've got a game in the new Atlantic National League, which is our new football league. And we're still in the United States FA Vars this season as well. One thing I realised I didn't do in the transfer special is have a look to see how Bourne in England are getting on. So this is your Premier League version of Bourne, now managed by Ernesto Valverde. They finished, where did they finish in the Premier League last season? We don't know. Oh, we do know. They won it. No, that was the FA Youth Cup. We don't know how, because I've not got the Premier League loaded at the moment. We will load the Premier League as we get a little bit deeper into the American system, and we can take some of the lower leagues off. But if I had the Premier League loaded now, it'd all run very clunky. You can see Regulus went to Manchester City, but otherwise the Bourne squad is still intact, which is very nice to see. Hopefully they're in the Champions League this season. They are. Excellent. So we don't need to worry about them. They're getting on with their own business. Lovely stuff. We need to get on with ours. This is the team that we're playing. I've changed my mind again. I know in the transfer special, I was all talk about doing a control possession system. I've chickened out of it largely because we're having to play 2 16-year-olds at centre-back because we haven't signed any centre-backs yet. We might still switch to the control possession system. I'm still training it. But with Kyle Hall and who's this? Vincent Carrillo playing as our 2 centre-backs. I mean, Carrillo did play 9 games for us last year, but both 16 years old. They're our centre-backs. I felt like we needed someone sat in front of them. So we've got another 16-year-old in, Jorge Gonzalez, who has no current ability at all, but 5-star potential, is going to sit in front of the defenders. Other than that, it is a team that you should recognise from a combination of last season and the transfers that we did in the last episode. So it's a custom wing play system. The only real tweak we've done is added play for set pieces and set some corner instructions up on there. I like the fact that it's a high tempo wing play system, direct. You know, I like wing play in the lower leagues. It does sacrifice a striker, but that makes sense because we lost a striker. We've only really got Prince Fletcher now. So we may as well try and solidify a little bit at the back and play to the strengths we've got in the squad, and try and release these 4 to support him. That's the plan. So it's Kotolyarov in goal, a back four of Kakaboris, Hall, Carrillo and Apollon. Gonzalez at the base of the midfield, Hernandez and T'other Gonzalez ahead of him, and then Williams and Valdez supporting Fletcher up front. How good are Christos? Christos are in the Eastern League, so they're in the league we were in last year. So theoretically, this should be a comfortable win for us today. We were beating teams in this league for the majority of last season until it all started to go wrong at the end. I actually think at the moment we still have a weaker side than we did at the end of last year. We've lost an awful lot of players over the summer and have taken far too long to start to replace them. So it'll be interesting to see how we match up against a team from the level we were at last year initially. I'm hoping we pick up a win and we don't carry on in the terrible form that we ended the season with. It's certainly a very different looking Bourne team playing a different kind of system, and we're much, much weaker at the back, and we've lost our 46 goal striker. So you would say, and our best player, old man Atencio, of course, retiring as well. So you would assume we're weaker all the way through, but we do have a stronger goalkeeper. We've got better fullbacks. I think we've got better quality in the wide areas and in central midfield. So there's certainly been some improvements. If we can bring the right defenders and another striker in, then you never know. But we are very much limited by the money. We are well over our wage budget, but we've still got to bring in players. We've got to kind of just ignore it and hope that Goran Pavlov has a plan to swallow those costs. Carrillo looking to open the scoring. The young 16-year-old from the corner, but it goes straight into the hands of the Christos goalkeeper, and the ball is cleared. The highlights continuing, which is a little bit unusual, suggests something sinister might be about to happen. Apollon playing it forward to Fletcher, and now Valdez on the right-hand side. He's cutting inside. He's got options. One of them is Gonzalez, who gives it to the other Gonzalez, who plays it back across to Hernandez. Now Valdez, who shoots from range, and it goes just wide. I'm not sure if they're Bourne fans on that side of the pitch, or whether they're the away fans. I don't know who's going to likely to have more fans. Valdez is injured, so Dominguez can come on for him. That's a straight swap. Dominguez is a natural right winger, so no issue with him coming on, although he's not quite as high quality as Valdez, the guy who he's come on to replace. But we don't look like scoring so far, boys and girls, which is a little bit troubling. I think we're going to need a striker, and strikers, in my experience, are often quite expensive. Luckily, we have still got a month of transfer window to go. If anyone's got any bright ideas for how we can trim the wage bill, is it worth spending that $2,500 to save us £500 a week by releasing the entire youth team? I guess it is. In a month, it's paid for itself. But if we'd have done that, we wouldn't have had 3 of today's starters because they are all youth teamers. Gonzalez, Hall and Carrillo are all straight out of the under-18s. So if we had have released them all in the transfer video when I tried to, we wouldn't be able to, we'd be playing greyed out players at the back today. And we'd still be well over our wage budget. So it's kind of trying to make that decision of, is it worth making little savings where we can, even if we're still losing money? Or should we just set ourselves up as best we can to get promoted again and hope that we can start charging up the leagues to where prize money starts being a thing, and broadcasting money and sponsorships and all that kind of thing, and hope that we can make the money back after we've got into debt? We'll be in big debt for a long time, and then hopefully make the money back. I don't know what the best thing to do is. Dominguez now on the right-hand side, our first real opportunity in this second half. Dominguez flying down the wing. He's got Prince Fletcher in the middle. He finds him, and Fletcher has his goal disallowed. I think they are Bourne fans. They were all up and cheering there. I can't really tell from the shirts that they're wearing. They don't seem to be. Are they wearing, what colour's our away shirt? Our away shirt's light blue, isn't it? So maybe they're not our fans. But then why were they so excited? Maybe they were all jumping up and down saying, that wasn't a goal. Perhaps that's how you do things in America. You cheer offside decisions. Williams then to Kakaburis. Now the only Kakaburis we've got at the club. And his cross to Fletcher leads to a header that goes just over. And it's still 0-0. We have looked the better team. We just haven't really looked like scoring. So I wonder if that's an opportunity to bring on new boy Tapia up front, to have a little look at him to see if he's any good. And then we're also going to bring on Soka in midfield to play in the Mazzala role, a new role for the system. We haven't played with a Mazzala. I mean, I guess we did play with a playmaker when Atencio was in the side, but it's a much more creative midfield that we've got in here now, especially with the Mazzala going forward. Maybe Soka can do that, although we've brought him on for the wrong guy. Oh, Kev. And Tapia, we've not seen anything of him. What happens if this is 0-0? Does it go? It goes to extra time. Can we bring on another player in extra time? Joe Street for Apollon? Nope, we can't. So I guess we just go out there. We're going to go attacking. We played all last season attacking. We're going to encourage the boys as well. We don't want this to go to penalties. And I am a little bit alarmed that this is a team from the division below. And we are really, really making hard work of it. There is still much work to do before this transfer window slams shut in a month's time, because this team is going to get relegated, I think. Never mind, not going to get promoted. This might be my first relegation on YouTube in many a long year. And actually, thinking about it, when we did all of the run-throughs, I love the fact that the team talk is called a pep talk. Beautiful. Yeah, when we did the run-throughs, it wasn't unusual for Bourne to get promoted first season and relegated second season, presumably because this money issue comes into play, which is a big issue. It's now 1-0 to Christos on penalties, and Dominguez is stepping up for us to try and level the scores at 1-1, and he does 1-1. They're definitely Bourne fans. They're cheering over there now. If you're looking at them thinking, yeah, they're obviously they're wearing Bourne shirts, red-green colourblind over here. Those seats are the worst colour I could have picked. because I don't know what colour shirt. They're just heads. There's a load of white shirts and a load of people who just blend into the seats over there. And I can only really pick out the white shirts. Right, Gonzalez has to score to keep it level. He does. 2-2. Not bad for a 16-year-old. Very confident penalty. And now Christos looking to make it. It is Christos, isn't it? I've been calling him that the entire game. They're probably called something different. This is an opportunity for our new fancy Russian goalkeeper to make himself a hero. He hasn't done so far. And Williams is going to step up. Williams, he's taken over from Atencio, is officially our best player and scores to demonstrate that he's officially our best player. 3-3. No one's looked like missing a penalty yet. And it would be very nice for Koligurov, or whatever his name is, to make a penalty save. And he doesn't. He doesn't get anywhere near it. 4-3. It's going to be one of those long penalty shootouts, isn't it? Tapia's now going to prove me wrong. This is our first shot we've seen the new young striker have. And of course he hits it straight at the goalkeeper. And now the Russian keeper, whose name I will learn, I won't forever call him the Russian keeper, he now has to make the save or we're out of the Lamar Hunt US Open Cup in the first preliminary round, which is a bit embarrassing, really, going out to a team in the division below. And that's exactly what we've done. That's not the first day of the season that we had in mind, boys and girls. Hopefully, we'll play a little bit better than that in the league. Hopefully, we'll bring in another few players before our first league game in a few days' time. Well, we have broken a lot of our players in that last game, going all the way to extra time. Lots of very, very tired players. So lots of changes for this next game, including 3 new 16-year-olds to come into the team at the back. Chagoya, who is 16 years old and a centre-back, as you would imagine. Alvarez is 16-year-old and a centre-back, as you would imagine. And then Ben David. Just for his name. Ben David. Brilliant. So the team is Kotlyarov in goal, Montero, Chagoya, Alvarez, Street at the back, Ben David, and then Hernandez and Briones, who's a new signing. We've signed another midfield player because you can never have too many. Look at the star rating on this boy. Yeah, he's a midfielder that we didn't really need, but we're ignoring money now. We're going with Soka and Fletcher out wide, and then Tapia can try and make up for his penalty miss by playing up front for us today. I really want Ben David to become a hero because he's got, that's, if you watch the home series at the start earlier this year and we had Danny Daniel, I think Ben David probably has an even better name than that guy. Although it looks like we're immediately kicking things off with a conceded goal. This year is going to be different from last year, I feel. And I think the FM21's too easy crew will enjoy it. I am going to have a miserable few days while I figure out how to turn this shower into a football team. Less than 2 minutes on the clock. We're already 1-0 down. We're bottom of the league. Brilliant. I'm just going to put my crown on and remind myself that I am good at Football Manager. Honest. I've won the Streamer Showdown 5 times. It's on this weekend, by the way. Little bit of a shout out to the Streamer Showdown. I'm in it. I'm going to win it. I'm going to win it for the 6th time. I've decided. I am good at Football Manager. Look, I have a crown. Just not good at this save at the moment, apparently. Oh, goodness me. Let's take the crown off again, shall we? And just be sad. Ben David with the ball forward to Tapia, and of course it's offside. He was so far offside, but it's nice to get the ball in the back of the net. You get a little bit of a feel-good moment. Poor old Ben David doesn't know the rules, and he's just kicked it forward. It's like playground football. When you haven't even got a ball, you've just got a pair of gloves, a pair of gloves bunched up into a ball shape that you're kicking around a wet playground. Whoever's gloves they are, they're ruined afterwards. Your mum's going to be furious. But you know, all you need to do is just kick it in the opposite direction to what you're facing. No, in the direction you're facing, not the opposite direction. That's how you do an own goal. And that's what Ben David did just there. Just got the ball, kicked it far forward, which I guess as a defensive midfielder isn't the worst thing for him to do. Because every now and again it will turn into a through ball. And even when it doesn't, at least he's getting the ball out of his own half. That very nearly crossed the line. I'm having some issues with balls crossing the line recently. Oh, my word. I feel like that probably should have been a goal, but it's back with us. We start with a goal kick and Fletcher heads it to Hernandez, and Hernandez is looking to play it in for Tapia. Tapia is onside this time. If he can get past his man, he can't. He plays it back to Fletcher. Fletcher crosses to Briones, the new boy, and he's headed it over when it was easier to score. Oh my goodness. Still 1-0, but it absolutely shouldn't be. And we're actually playing better in this game than we were playing in that cup game, even though it's a completely different 11 that I probably had no intention of playing. That's a beautiful pass for Fletcher. Prince Fletcher scores our first goal in the Atlantic National League, I think it was called. I don't know why it's the Atlantic National League, because I don't think the Atlantic is a nation. But it's Bourne 1, TRM 2, whoever they are, 1. And that's a great pass and an even better finish. It's a great first touch from Fletcher. Brings it across the penalty area and just takes the goalkeeper out of the play and then forces it into that bottom corner. Lovely stuff from Fletcher. We're going to need a lot from him this year. Fletcher's in again, and this time his shot is straight into the waiting goalkeeper, but we do win a corner. It's going to be Fletcher going across to take it himself, floats it into the penalty area, but it is cleared, and it looked like a Bourne player was getting there first to the rebound as well. I like it. I like the fact we seem up for it. Our XG has been excellent in this game so far. Maybe we are a good side after all. Perhaps I just imagined us not being any good. Maybe this is the 11 we should have been doing all along. Maybe Briones is the key. Maybe Fletcher's a winger. There's so many maybes. And hopefully so many more signings to come as well, because this team still terrifies me a little bit. Cross comes in, nobody home, and it looks like TRM are going to get the ball clear, and it would be nice for us to get it off of them again here. Montero's there to cover quite comfortably, just turns it around, casual as you like, lumps it forward for Tapia. Tapia, can he get there before the goalkeeper? He does! Lovely play from Alejandro Tapia. I tell you what, I thought we'd signed a dud when he missed his penalty. He was nowhere in that cup game, but he's played a beautiful pass for Fletcher to score the first. And what composure he's shown here. Pace to get past the goalkeeper, and then just calm as you like. And it's 2-1 to Bourne. And this is much more like it. This is what we're looking for. We've stumbled across a combination that seems to work, at least for now. I don't know how good this lot are, but I'm enjoying the fact we're beating them for now. And that's all that really matters. Right, there's going to be tired legs, because anyone who played in the cup game is going to be really tiring at this point. We don't have any wide players who can come on. So we'll just shuffle around the non-wides, I guess. He's a left footer, so he could go out onto the left wing if he has to. I think that's exactly what he is going to do. And we'll bring Sandoval on up front. And then for my final change, we're going to take off one of these centre-backs. They're young. They're going to get tired. We've got 3 strikers on now. We may as well play a flat 3 up front. But Fletcher's played so well out on the right as a striker that it does make me wonder if maybe Tapia could do a similar job on this left-hand side. That's a decent tackle from Montero. But once again, FM21 trademark, good tackle, and doesn't come away with the ball. And it's an equaliser. And it all can be traced back to a tackle going in that inexplicably doesn't lead to my player coming away with the ball. And it happens too often. Don't want to see the replay. Don't want to know about it. That can't be Orange County off of California, surely, playing in the Atlantic League. Or, unless this has already become a non-geographical mess. Right, Ben David to lump the ball forward. I mean, I only know about it from the OC on the telly. We've just scored a late winner. It's one of our 16-year-olds. I'm probably going to have all the Americans now saying, Kev, there's 14 Orange counties in the United States. One of them is in Massachusetts, just outside of Boston. It's the sort of thing I could Google. I ain't Googling it. I'm just assuming that it's going to play that California. Oh, this is a video, Kev. Good rendition. I hope I don't get a copyright strike for that. That'd be a disaster. Perfectly sung. That's why you should watch to the end of the videos, boys and girls. If you switch off when you think things are done, you never know when you might get a little bit of a sing-song. Right, I am going to go and finish this transfer window. If I can bring myself to do it. It's going to be stressful. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.